Welcome to another one, everyone. This is our watch list for Friday, August 25th. I put these watch lists out for you guys for free every single day. So in saying that, when the ads roll through, I'd appreciate if you watch them. Those ads pay for my time to make these videos for you guys, for us to go through this strategy, to go through the strat created by Rob Smith, RIP Rob. But that's why this channel is here. It's to help you guys out for free. Okay, before we get started on this Lotto Friday list for August 25th, the screen that you see in front of you, if you guys are new, this is TradingView. If you don't have a platform like this, you're going to need something like this if you're new, wanting to trade, day trade, swing trade. It's an important piece. Down below, I've created a link. That link will get you a free 30-day trial to TradingView. And then if you decide to go through with their sub-services, you get up to $30 off of that subscription, but you need to start by clicking on that link. Let's get started on this list. I want to say, like, there was a big drop today on SPY. I hope a bunch of you guys caught it. If you did catch it, leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you did today on that. And it wasn't even just SPY. If you go through the majority of the charts today, there's a ton of outside bars. And we'll talk about, if you don't know what an outside bar is, we'll talk about that as we go through this. But SPY had a big drop. If you missed it, guys, don't worry. The market is open 5 days a week. Tomorrow's another day. Monday's another day. Tuesday's another day. Wednesday's another day. Okay? Each day we get to start at this brand new. So if you failed today or you didn't happen to get in on a trade today, there's no FOMO here. We don't trade based off FOMO. We just trade on what the charts are giving us. So we look at NEO. NEO had a 2-bar on the day. So a 2-bar, for those of you, again, who are new, is a directional candle. It only breaks the high or the low of the previous candle. In this case, NEO broke the high of the previous candle. But what happened is the sellers came in and took this thing back like they did throughout most of the day on most of the tickers. So we finished red on the day. So that's what we call a 2-up red. Now, when we have a 2-up red, that gives me a higher probability that this thing is going to trend to the downside in the morning. The other thing that helps tell me that is this time frame continuity. So these candlestick numbers, these white outside bars, the time frame continuity, and a bunch of other things, they're all included in an indicator that I've created for you guys. It's called the Griswold Strat Indicator. The link for that is in the description down below. It's a $25 one-time fee. You get it for life, or you can get it as part of the Griswold Gold membership. So we have this 2-up, finished red. We're looking, when the next candle opens here in the morning, we're going to look for this to trigger at 1062, and we're going to look to take put options. And again, the magnitude's not great from 1062 to 1050, but if that's what the market gives you, that's what you take. So from 1060 to 1050, it's only 12 cents, but that is the target that it's giving us. It is telling us that is the first target. If we look for the second target, we just have to go back in time and take a peek here. There's your next target, okay? It's just the next low of the preceding wick. So this was the low. We don't go through candles to get to targets. This is the next low. Then this one right here is the next low. And when I say we don't go through candles, I mean we don't go through this wick to tag this target, okay? It's just the next lowest preceding wick. That's the target. That's what we call magnitude. And that is the setup on NEO. Let's move on to JP Morgan. So one more thing we're going to add here now. 2-up, finish red, shooter candle. The strat has 3 actionable signals. Inside bars, shooter candles, which you see here, which has the body with a big long wick to the top, and a hammer candle, which would be the exact opposite of this. It would be right here. Hammer candle with a big long wick and the body at the top. So we have good time frame continuity. We've got a 2-up that finished red, and we've got a shooter candle, all high probability trades for JP Morgan to continue its downtrend tomorrow with triggers at 146.99. Now, when I take my put options on this, and the reason they call it Lotto Friday is because Friday is most of the time, that's when options expire on a ticker. SPY's a little different. SPY expires every day. Some of them expire on Wednesdays. Some of them expire on Fridays only. That's why they call it Lotto Friday. So when we look at this on Friday, we're looking for a trigger of 146.99. If you follow this yellow line across, there's the number there. Now, when this triggers, my strike price that I'm looking for on this is around 146, maybe 145 is what I'm looking at. So I take 2 strikes off of that trigger price. Okay, so 146, 145 strike price. I take the same day expiry. When I trade SPY every single day, you need to check out those videos, because the SPY with the 15 and 5 time frames, the 155, it's magic, or it has been magic for me anyways. It's been really, really good. But that's I completely lost my train of thought. That's what we're looking at. Triggers, targets, and then those expiries like we were talking about. Let's move on to Nike. Nike, again, has an inside bar. So this is another one that we're going to talk about. So the inside bar, or the one bar on the strat, is a consolidating candle. It doesn't break the high and it doesn't break the low. And this one looks like it came really close. But if we hover over the green candle, at the top of the screen, you can see the H99.19. That's the high of the day on Wednesday. The high of the day, 99.19. So they had the exact same highs. So therefore, we still are inside bar. We didn't break the high of the previous day or the low. So we stay inside. And then we just go and mark our tags at the top and the bottom of the preceding wicks. Now again, we talked about gaps. When we have this gap, meaning there's no candle from here to here, we have to fill that gap with the target. And that's why we have the candle, or the target, at the bottom of the candle instead of the top. And we can simply put our next target at the top of the wick, like we talked about where it should go, except for when we have those gaps. Whoops, I made that purple. Let's change that color to green. There we go. So that's the setup on Nike. We move on to CL. CL, 2-up red shooter candle, full time frame continuity right across the board. So we're going to look for puts here at 73.30, first target at 73.13. Alibaba, 2-up red. We look for the puts at 89.04 with first targets at 88.31. BIDU, 2-up red. There's that gap again. So target at the top of the candle, next target bottom of the candle. We're looking for puts on BIDU at 133.85. Carnival Cruise Lines, CCL, okay, inside bar. So let's talk a little bit more about these inside bars. So like we talked about earlier, they don't break the high, they don't break the low. It's what we call a consolidating candle. And when you see that yellow bar, part of my indicator, when you see that yellow bar, I want you guys to think of a spring being squished, squeezed, and compact. And when you take that pressure off the spring, you expect that spring to jump to one direction or the other. That's how we play the inside bars. I tell people who are struggling, who are new to trading, play off the inside bars. They're super easy to spot, and you can play either side of them. Now, if we go look in the past to see how the inside bars react, because every trade we look at, guys, is based off of probability. Okay? Every strategy, every trade. The reason it's based off of probability only is because we don't know what this next candle is going to be. We have no idea. We can go back based on our strategy and based on history and say, okay, we had the inside bar. Previous times when we had the inside bar, this is what happens. You know, X happens or Y happens. Now we look at this inside bar and it gives us exactly what it's saying it's going to give to us. That spring-loaded action where it jumps to the downside. That's a prime example of what should happen on an inside bar. Does it always happen that way? No. We have this, and again, this inside bar did its job. It hit its target and then ended up going outside bar, but it wasn't a singular direction to one side, which is what we expect. But we look at here, we triggered, we hit targets. Okay, we look off of this inside bar, we triggered, we hit targets. This inside bar, here's a perfect example, okay, of probability not working out. We triggered, barely tagged, and then came back up. Never saw that spot again. So that's the possibilities that happen when we look at these inside bar setups. But the probability tells us that the majority of the time we should be trending to the downside, trending off of the triggers and having that big move to one side or the other. From CCL, we go to CVS. This is a tight little inside bar on CVS. We got that shooter candle. Now it is green, so less probability than if it was a shooter candle red. Shooter is a bearish pattern. Hammer is a bullish pattern. We trend to the downside tomorrow. We are full time frame continuity on CVS. We are stuck in this big bar here. Okay, how are we breaking out of that? That is the question. DraftKings inside bar as well. So calls at 28.18, puts at 27.14. Target on the bottom is marked. We can mark out that target at the top at $28.30. From DraftKings to Moderna. So Moderna's got a 3-1 setup. Now this is another thing that my indicator does, is this gives you this gold highlight every time we have a 3-1 setup, and it gives you a blue highlight every time you have a double inside bar setup. So the 3-1 setup is rare. It doesn't happen very often. It tends to do really, really well. Now essentially you're still just trading an inside bar, but preceding that, you're trading off of an outside bar that either buyers took, sellers brought back, or sellers had and buyers brought back. And so when we have that, again, this is that 3-1 setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight days, we had a downtrend off of that 3-1 setup. Okay, and if we go back and try and find another one, like I said, they don't happen very often. But here's that setup again. This one wasn't as successful, right? So we had the 3-1. We opened, we triggered, and nothing. You got a little bit there, but not much. And that's just the probability, guys. So this one again, look at this one here. 3-1 setup, triggered, hit target, successful. This one, 3-1, triggered, hit multiple targets, very successful. This one, not so much. But the majority of the time, probability tells us that it should work out. So that is, again, what we're looking for on Moderna. We go to MU, this big, big red bar. Didn't quite get to the outside bar like the rest of its friends, but we can take puts here at 63.37 and first targets at 63.17. Oracle, same thing. Big, big inside bar, red candle. We went outside on the monthly, it looks like, as well. That's what my blue lines are there for. So there's my triggers for the monthly. Monthly had an inside bar last month. We finally went 2 down on the month. That's telling me there's sellers on the month on Oracle, okay? That's what that's telling me. So we go back to the day chart and we look to see if Oracle can trend back down and continue its 2 down trend on the month. Shopify 2 up red. We look for puts there at 54.93. First target marked out 54.05. 54.10, sorry. Uber 2 up red. We look for the puts there at 44.64, and we can mark the first targets out together. The bottom of that outside bar, good magnitude there. A lot of room for it to move. From Uber, let's move on to Walmart 2 up red. We look for the puts at 156.82. First targets at 156.51. From Walmart to XLU. Now, I will tell you guys this. I do a top 5, and sometimes if the list is a little smaller, I do a top 3. It's reserved for people in the Griswold Gold membership. Now, that membership is in my Discord, but my Discord is free to join. Okay? It's absolutely free. There's a ton of rooms in there, people talking out there throughout the day. There's a live trading room in there. And that's also where I put the Watchlist videos and a bunch of other learning tools for you guys. But that link to join is in the description below, but it's free to join. There is the paid membership. That paid membership is $50 a month, but it gets you a ton of stuff for that $50. You get one-on-ones with me. You get a 1-hour strat course. You get the top 3 setups from these lists every single day. You get this trading view indicator. Okay, this indicator on its own is $25. The one-on-ones with me on their own are $38. So already you're gaining value there. Plus you get that 1-hour course that I've created for you guys. You get live trading bots. To buy the live trading bots separately is $20. So you get all of that stuff combined into one low price for $50. And listen, guys, I could charge a lot more for it, and I don't, because I don't really need the money, but I need that money to pay for my time to create all this stuff for you. And that's all I'm using it for. So take me up on the offer. You'll make that back in one trade with the way this strategy works, and the way I teach you guys how to trade SPY. So be conscious of that. Look into it. There's no obligations, though. And that's the list. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it very much. I hope you guys nothing but the best trading Lotto Friday tomorrow. Have a fantastic weekend. If you guys have questions, as always, leave them in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know how you did today. If you have questions, you can also leave them on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold, or ask me in the Discord. Again, good luck tomorrow, guys. Have a great night. Have a great morning. Great weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.